Hello all, you are watching the Phosphene channel. When Tom Cruise became the producer of the first Mission Impossible movie, he insisted that he do all the dangerous stunts himself. Since then it seems to me that he became an adrenaline junkie, in a good sense of the word, and tests himself to the limit in each of his new films. For example, on the set of the movie Mission Impossible: Consequences, he learned how to fly a helicopter, and flew it holding on to the frame with one hand. Tom Cruise jumped out of a parachute 106 times for a few shots for the movie, and this after he had already broken his leg. Something similar has happened in other films in this franchise, where he has put his life at risk multiple times. That's what my video today will be about. Let's go! In the first Mission Impossible movie, the main character Ethan Hunt fought on the roof of a superspeed train in a tunnel under La Manche. Against Ethan was the main villain and a helicopter in which Jean Reno tried to cut Tom Cruise's head off with the blades. This scene used mostly computer graphics, one of the first successful examples of the use of new technology in films. But a special model train was built to go with it all, and Tom came up with the idea of using an aero tube to keep Ethan Hunt well blown by the wind. When the helicopter explodes, Ethan is thrown against the train right at the viewer. In this scene, Tom Cruise literally takes off without any safety net on the airflow from the tube. The actor jumped like that several times and hit the roof of the train, and by the end of the shoot he was literally black with bruises, and it was all for the sake of realism. 15 years later, already on the set of Mission Impossible 5, Tom Cruise is still not tired of performing life-threatening stunts by himself. Moreover, cliffs and rooftops were not enough for him anymore. This time, he was drawn to the plane. In this scene, Tom Cruise grabs hold of the plane's hatch and literally dangles, holding onto it as the plane takes off. This scene also had no understudies or stuntmen. During the stunt the actor was secured by a safety rope, but no one could guarantee 100% safety. During the filming of this scene the actor wore earplugs and special lenses that covered his entire eye. So in fact the actor could not hear or see anything, and the exhaust from the plane's engines was extremely toxic. Also, the problem was also debris, because pebbles flew into Tom Cruise while the plane was taking off. According to some reports, one of them broke the actor's rib, but there is no official confirmation of that, but the actor himself said that it felt like a firing squad, and it was lucky that some bird didn't hit him, because it would have felt like a cannonball. The actor communicated with the director and the crew through signs. For example, he had to touch his head to stop the shooting. The scene of the introduction of Agent Hunt in the second Mission Impossible movie is firmly associated with the series itself and the character, as it has little to do with the plot. We are shown a hero who likes to take risks, overcome obstacles, and look good at the same time. Tom himself said that he never had as much fun as he did on the set of this scene, but director John Woo recalled that he was so scared that he couldn't watch the screen for fear of the actor jumping from one cliff to another with one safety rope. As a result of one of these jumps on a rocky ledge, Tom Cruise bruised his leg, but the result was worth it. Before filming this scene actor consulted climbers and professional stuntmen, but such a technique as in the movie in real life simply does not exist. All these spectacular jumps, pull-ups made for the sake of beautiful frames, but in any case, Tom Cruise himself crawled on the rocks in all takes, except for the moment where Khan slips off the cliff. Tom Cruise also fully succeeded in storming the skyscraper in the Phantom Protocol series. And it's not just any skyscraper, it's the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa Tower in Dubai. Tom was very lucky, he was literally jumping out the windows and running up the steep glass walls of the building. The owners were happy with this kind of publicity until they found out that they would have to break some glass for the film, but they still allowed it to be filmed. This was probably the most spectacular stunt that the actor ever performed a movie. For the sake of Tom Cruise had to hang outside the skyscraper for several shifts, because the helicopters could hang in the air for half an hour at most, the cameras were discharging, so the scene was filmed in small fragments. Tom Cruise trained for several months before filming, but still was not ready for wind gusts at such a height and as a result several times crashed into the building itself. By the way, the scene where Tom Cruise breaks the glass outside, still filmed in the studio, but the failed jump to his own, where the team grabs him, filmed at the very real skyscraper, all for adrenaline. All the stunts in the motorcycle chase scene in Paris in the movie Consequences, Tom Cruise, as usual, performed himself. The actor rode without a helmet. Stuntmen behind the wheel of cars were mostly local Frenchmen, and because of the lack of knowledge of the language have not always understood at what time and where they need to be. Also a separate danger for the actor were the cameras, in the moments where we show Tom close-up. Car and motorcycle were too close together, any movement of the wheel and all could end badly. Plus, sometimes we were shooting early in the morning and the pavement was wet, and sometimes we shot it after the rain, so we were in danger of skidding because of the wet road. But, by the way, in this movie Tom Cruise parachuted from a height of 7.5 kilometers. For the jump, the actor used the halo technique, as members of the army units. With this technique is jumping from a great height and the parachute opens very low. The actor had it open at 600 meters from the ground, and to shoot this scene, the actor made only 106 jumps. But one of the most dangerous prices in this movie is the helicopter chase. Just so you understand, it takes at least 3 months of training to get a license to fly a helicopter. But this is Tom Cruise we're talking about here. He made it in just 6 weeks to get his pilot's certificate. He trained 16 hours a day with 2 professional crews. The actor performed the most difficult stunts, flew through tight gorges and got dangerously close to rocks. And all this for us, the audience, and, of course, for a new dose of adrenaline. Well, as I think everyone already knows, on the set of the action movie Mission Impossible 7, Tom Cruise once again raised the bar and made the jump into the abyss on a motorcycle. This episode was filmed in Norway, where an impressive ramp was built on a mountain popular with base jumpers, which was used for the jump. Those who saw the action from the side, they say that the actor repeated the stunt 4 times, until he and the director of the footage is not completely satisfied. We would like to note that this stunt was one of the most dangerous in the actor's life. Before the jump, the actor trained a lot, jumping with a parachute from a rock to clarify the wind direction and choose the most successful angles. The movie Mission Impossible 7, in which the team of Ethan Hunt will once again save the world from various threats, was supposed to be released in the summer of 2020, but because of the epidemic disease, shooting was delayed by almost 6 months, and the release was postponed to the fall. I may not have mentioned a couple more of his tricks, but either way you can write about them in the comments. That's all, my friends, thanks for watching. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel, and more interesting episodes are waiting for you later.